Hello and welcome to this beginner's guide series to graphic design. From what graphic design is, skills to be a graphic designer, design theory, education you need, equipment you need, to the graphic design portfolio and interview advice. This series is for anyone at any level, so if you're interested in graphic design and considering becoming a graphic designer, then join me as I discuss a series of graphic design topics. So once you have taken the time to complete your portfolio and CV, it's time to start applying for jobs. Today, there is an abundance of ways you can find work, both on the internet and offline. Now, I often get asked the question, how do I find a graphic design job? So in this video, I'm going to attempt to answer this question and talk from experience and give some tips and advice to keep in mind. So my first tip would be, move closer to the work. Now, graphic design is a commercial job. Most of your work is going to be for commercial companies and organisations, or perhaps the odd startup. You will also be looking to work for a good and well-established design agency. Today, all the good design agencies are close to where the work is, and that is in or near cities. One of the first things I would recommend you consider, if you haven't already, is moving closer to the place where the work is, and that may mean living in or near a city. So I currently live in London, UK, one of the design capitals of the world. Now, I'm not originally from here. I'm not even English. I'm from a neighbouring country hundreds of miles away. Now, I have grown to love this city, but I never originally wanted to live here. I came here because I knew this was where the work was at. I moved here almost 10 years ago now, and this is where I need to stay in order to find regular work, or move to another city. Now, of course, not all design jobs are based in the city. There are some companies that exist outside cities, but the fact remains that most work is in the urban city area. As an alternative, you could try and work from home, or even set up a business, but that is typically done after a few years' experience. If you're starting out new, you may find it easier to get started where most of the work is. So my next tip is, have an online strategy and get noticed. Now, traditionally, one of the only options you would have had was to search through design magazines and call up agencies, or maybe visit design agencies to find a job. Over the past few years, I've seen a big change in the way we as graphic designers look for design jobs. Through the development of technology, the internet and social media, I have seen a huge shift from searching offline to searching online. Today, not only is the internet a way to find a job, but also get discovered and noticed, which in turn can help you get a job. As a graphic designer today, you not only need a strategy to find a job, but a strategy to get noticed. Today, you can subscribe to many portfolio websites, sites that will allow you to upload your work, allow companies to post jobs, allow you to search and apply for jobs, and allow companies to search profiles. In my experience, I have gotten a few jobs from simply having a profile online. I have received calls and have been offered work and taken work. So be sure to be proactive online. Set up a portfolio profile on as many design websites as you can. So my next tip is use social media. So as well as setting up a portfolio website, consider using social media. This is an awesome opportunity for you to blog and share the work you do to a global audience. If you're at school or art college, you can share your creative work through various social media platforms. Not only can you share your work, but you can demonstrate your design process and thinking. You can follow and communicate with design agencies and get recognized before you even graduate. I have seen someone get noticed via Twitter, get an interview and get a job. It does happen. Next tip, be proactive and create your own opportunities. So as well as taking advantage of the online resource, you can also embrace more traditional means. Try creating a list of your favorite agencies and write to them directly. Now, online application can seem a little generic. If you write a letter to a design agency, it will seem a lot more personal, and it will show you have put in a specific effort. This will make a bigger impact. So write to your agencies, introduce yourself, list the reasons why you like their agency, talk about their work, show you have a genuine interest, declare why you think you would be amazing for them, what you would bring to the table, and what you would hope to achieve. Here you have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. The worst that can happen here is you may not hear back, but you never know, you may get offered an interview with a chance to get a job. So my next tip is think outside of the box. Now, if a design agency puts out a graphic design vacancy, you can be sure that a lot of people are going to be applying for it. So that design agency is going to be looking at a lot of CVs and portfolios. So how are you going to stand out? So what you could consider is doing something a little more creative. Think tactile, think surprise, think alternative. People love surprise, unwrapping and being presented with something hands-on. Instead of sending the typical CV and portfolio, here you can maybe make something more unique. Once I created my own mail pack to send to agencies I liked and apply for jobs. This contained a poster and a business card all wrapped up in a custom-made envelope. On the one side was the artwork I created, and on the other was my cover letter and CV. On this occasion, I invested a little money to get them printed off. By creating something, you add value to your submission, stand out and show you are willing to go the extra mile. If it's good quality, chances are the person receiving it will not want to throw it away, and you will remain in their presence to be seen again later. So by being creative and making something a little more unique, you can make a lasting impression. Next tip, apply for internships. Now, if you're new to the design industry, it can be difficult to get that first job without any prior experience. To help you find a job, I would recommend you consider applying for as many internships as you can. In some cases, a lot of design agencies will not be actively looking for designers, but will be open to internships. I have seen a lot of designers graduate and use internships as a way into the industry. If you do well, make an impression and work hard, they just might offer you a permanent position. It does happen. I myself did a number of internships when I graduated, and it really helped me get some solid experience under my belt to start my career. Next tip, seek help from friends or family. Now this sounds like an obvious one, but nevertheless it's one I would recommend. One of my favourite projects and best projects came from a recommendation my brother-in-law gave to his friend, who wanted someone to brand their new startup street food business. This was a great opportunity for me to do their entire branding and have a good project under my belt. So let your family and friends know you are on the lookout for work. You never know where it might lead. As well as seeking help from friends and family, I would also recommend you introduce yourself to local businesses and proposition them with your creative offerings. You could go as far as to pitch them a new brand for their business or maybe a new website. So my final tip is get agents to find you work. So another way to look for work is to get others to find work for you. In the design industry, you can work as a freelancer. If you go freelance with recruitment agencies, you can get yourself some agents that will find work for you on a contract basis. This is currently how I get my work. I have a number of agents that actively find work for me. They are aware of my skill set, my day rate, and the type of job I'm looking for. My agents are in contact with many clients, and with my CV and portfolio in hand, they will apply on my behalf. If the client likes what they see, they will give me the contract. So using recruitment agencies and agents can be a really good way to find work. So those are some of my tips and ways to find a graphic design job. If you'd like to take a closer look at the lists discussed in this video, you can find out more in the PDF document that accompanies this video series. Download link is in the description. So what do you think? Do you have any other advice for finding a job? Be sure to share your comments below. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button on my Facebook page. If you'd like to see more videos like this in future, hit the subscribe button. And you can also find me on Twitter at TastyTunes. So after successfully finding a job, applying and being considered, you will then be asked in for an interview. Now the interview will possibly be the biggest challenge you will ever face as a graphic designer. It's make or break time. In the next video, I'm going to talk about the graphic design interview, discuss my experience and offer some tips for interview preparation. So see you in the next video.